So if I only had $100, how would I get started wholesaling real estate? When I started wholesaling real estate over 8 years ago, the entire game was completely different than it is now. The tools, uh, the how far $100 gets, right? Inflation, all these things, right? A lot of it has really changed. But fundamentally, the ability to go find a wholesaling real estate deal and then selling it to a rich landlord or house flipper for a $20,000 finder's fee, that methodology has always been the same. It still to this day has never been easier to go out here and succeed in wholesaling real estate. You want to know the truth? Because most people getting in this business don't know how to work hard. They don't know how to push themselves past the point where most people work. And when I say push, it's not like I'm telling you go work 50 hours. Like I'm telling you, just like it's not the amount of, it's not working 17 hours in a day. The real push of how you can beat most people is showing up an hour or 2 hours a day for years. That's the real difference between winners and losers in wholesaling that I've always found. It's the ability to always go out here and show up every single day. But let's get back to the point. If I had $100, how would I start wholesaling houses? How would I start getting in this business and start making money, right? Well, I'll be honest with you. If you got $100, you probably got one, two options at most. Now, we could probably get into 30, 40 different options, but I'm going to give you two game plans in wholesaling, right? From starting with, all the money in the world to no money, all these things. And the truth of what I found is $100 can go very, very far in this business. So if we are locally wholesaling real estate, what I've always found is not getting cute or fancy with things is always going to be the best bet, because when people start getting softwares and programs and all these things, right, there's always this disgusting sense of, how do I even say it? Like it's this sense of entitlement from wholesalers of saying, I paid $300 of skip tracing. I deserve to get 4 deals. I see it all the time. People feel like they deserve to have success because they paid money. Guys, how about we get rid of the entitlement and go all in on actually how to make money? And if you want to do this, the best way, by far, not even a sliver of a difference, always the best one, without a sliver of doubt, is just spend no money. That is going to be the best way to go out here and do it, right? But the thing is, most wholesalers, right, they'd rather go cower and cry about it, why they can't get a deal. Oh, yeah, I spent all this money, I can't get a deal. The truth is, the reason you're not getting anywhere right now is because you're not showing up every single day, and you have this sense of pity and entitlement. I don't even know how to describe it the right way for some people, but it's, I spent money and I deserve money and I deserve all this. And if you get rid of the entitlement, your life gets a lot easier. And more importantly, you stop focusing on what you deserve and start focusing on how you can get what you feel like you deserve, right? A lot of people are just so disassociated with how this entire wholesaling real estate game works. If you work hard, you get the reward. If you decide you want to be tweaking out and cry about why life has always hurt you and why you've never been able to go anywhere in life, or you ain't going to get anywhere, right? So what we're going to say is we're going to get rid of all the softwares, all of the entitlement, I will probably say, in this business. And we're going to have no fancy CRMs. We're going to have no cute funnel systems, no insane scripts. We're going to keep it serious. We're not even going to pay for anything. You're going to be like, Zach, what are you talking about? What I'm talking about here is we're not going to pay for coaching. We're not going to pay for mentorship. We're not going to pay some sleazy guy in a suit, $300 from the back of his van on a cold calling script. We're doing none of that stupid stuff. What we're going to do is just take all the free tools and resources that I give you on this YouTube channel, infreewholesaling.com, zachdiscord.com, and we're going to take that $100 and we're just going to drive for dollars. Now, if we're locally wholesaling, nobody wants to hear that. Zach, I don't want to do that. Do you want to make money or do you want to complain? That is my serious question for you. If you have a problem with this, I'm genuinely curious, right? If you are looking to wholesale houses, right? What in the world are you complaining about with $100 and driving for dollars? Now, if you want to get the legit free stuff, we talk about free, but you got $100 budget. I have yet to find one person who can tell me otherwise. There's not a better return on your investment with $100 in the wholesaling game than just gas at a gas station for driving for dollars. That is it. I don't know a better one, because you are going to get a ton of leads. You're going to be able to put all the information on your notes app on your phone, give that information to ChatGPT. ChatGPT will create a spreadsheet. Then we'll go and skip trace it for free. And then we'll go out here and start making money. Here's the problem. You're going to hear not one person on the internet tell you to do this, because there's always an agenda. Well, I can't sell you a $17,000 coaching program if you do $100 a month of marketing. How am I going to make that? How am I going to justify that? How can I take $7,000 of your hard-earned money on a credit card, make you take a loan out, probably on your mama's credit card too, because who knows, if I tell you just to spend $100? I'm going to tell you to go drop 7, 8, 9, 10 grand to make me feel like I'm a winner. And when you get one deal for $6,000 and you spent 7 grand on the program and then 7 grand getting leads, you spent 14 grand to make 5 grand. I'm going to go brag about it and say how I'm the greatest coach in wholesaling of all time. But generally, you have lost $6,000, $7,000 and you have no money anymore. And what are you going to do now, right? That's the thing. I'm telling you what's going to work, because once you turn that $100 into 10 grand, and then you put that 10 grand of wholesaling assignment fees and money into actual systems and cold calling and texting, and everyone's like, why are you saying cold calling and texting? I say you should cold call and text because you only have to drop $200, $300 a month into cold calling, texting, and turn that into 2 or 3 deals a month. Simple. And then from there you get VAs and you just spread out and you just make the business larger. It is utterly embarrassing. It is utterly insane that people on the internet are now telling you to spend 9, 10. I've seen people saying, if you're not spending 10 grand a month, you are not a real player in the wholesaling game. It's insane what I hear. It's insane the things I see on this internet. It's always people. It's always funny because when people tell you how much money you should be spending in your wholesaling business, it's always equivalent to the coaching program. Now, I'm not here to throw shade, but if I have a $10,000 coaching program, you need to be spending 10 grand a month. If I have a $4,000 coaching program, you need to spend $4,000 a month. Guys, eliminate all this bad advice from your wholesaling diet. What you need to start doing is just get deals. When you spend $2,000, $3,000 and you have these crazy funnel systems and a website, and it all just turns into mush. And this mush will stop you from doing wholesaling deals. This stupid mush will stop you from actually making money in this business, right? And the problem is, well, let's be straight up. What did I say in the beginning of this video? Who are the real wholesalers going to win? We are live right now, so I want to hear. I'm actually genuinely curious if anyone was hearing me in the beginning, or you'll just hear me yap today. I don't know. Are we just hearing Zach on a yap fest today? Let me know. What did I say in the beginning is the real winners in wholesaling? What do they do, and which are the people that always complain that never get deals do? What is the one difference that I've always seen? Let me know in the comments. Let's see, okay? All right. Aaron says action. He's pretty dang close, okay? But what do people that get deals do that people don't get deals done, right? Is it working 18 hours a day? No, it's not. All right? It is never, ever, ever that, okay? Jay says they don't want to cold call. That's not it. It's what Zay Maria says. It's consistency. Consistency. Guys, there we go, Teresa. If Mark, here's the thing. You can complain, but if you're consistent and you complain, I have zero problem. There you go, Jasmine. So here's the thing. The guy or gal that can put in an hour a day of work for every single day for a year straight is always going to beat the person who does 15 hours of work every fourth Monday. The truth about this business, okay, The truth about this wholesaling real estate business is if you can just show up, you will get insanely rich. You just got to show up every single day though, which is never fun for most people. So kind of getting back to this, right? If you were spending, let's say $5,000 a month to be a real player in this business, how many months, and I'm legitimately asking the average person, how many months can you sustain of not getting a deal spending $5,000 a month? I would say 3 months, because you spent $5,000 for the mentorship upfront, $5,000 that month for marketing, $5,000 the other month. You're out $20,000 after 3 months, and you have no leads or deals in sight. It's like, what in the world are we doing? And so 3 months. So you're basically, what we're basically saying here is, if you don't get a deal in 3 months, you lose, you quit, you're done, and you just give up. That's insane. Absolutely insane. Because most people actually start doing a bunch of deals, they don't get a deal for like the first 4 months sometimes, right? But once they get that deal, it all goes right. So it always goes out here. Find ugly houses if you're locally wholesaling, right? I would go out here and put sticky notes on houses. That's my thing. I think that's the best use. You're already out there. Just put the sticky note on there. Go to TruePeopleSearch. Well, first, I'd put the information on your notes, right? You can use voice memos. Put that information in ChatGPT. Create a spreadsheet. Go to TruePeopleSearch. Get it skip traced. Not fun, but you can watch this live stream. Why is TruePeopleSearch skip tracing? But I bet, raise your hand if that's what you're doing right now, right? And use Google Voice and cold call. That's it. You ain't watching this because you got 20 grand just to blow in your back pocket. Most people that have 20 grand just in their bank account ain't wanting to get in wholesaling real estate. They got consistent money coming in. It's the ones that actually want to start making that cash and actually getting deals, right? On top of 2, I would text sellers on Google Voice, 5 texts per hour per Google Voice account. I would email blast as many as we possibly can. And then I'd go out here and post 2 digital bandit signs a day. That is 60. If you do that locally wholesaling, you are going to be a G if you just show up. If you just show up. That's it. If you just show up, you're good to go. But you got to do this every day. And so when I say you got to do it every day, you got to skip trace every day. You got to drive for dollars every single day. You got to cold call every day. You got to text sellers every day. You got to email blast every day. You got to post digital bandit signs every day. It's easy to do for a week. It's hard to do for a month. Almost impossible to do it every single day for a year. This is why human beings are the way we are. Why do you think most people don't consistently show up to the gym every single day? It's hard. It's not fun. There's always a voice in the back of our mind saying this. Now, what about our virtual wholesalers out here, right? What about our virtual wholesalers trying to get in this business, right? Okay. Oh, JT. Bro, I'm talking about virtual wholesale, okay? It's insane. So, for example, Shaw Crib says, I don't even know what Shaw Crib means, but okay. Is your first name Shaw, your last name Crib? I don't know. I used PropStream skip tracing and I think it was accurate. Proper English, Shaw. I don't even know what ion means. Ion? Like molecules? Like an ion? Ion think it was accurate. Shaw Crib, if you're texting or talking to sellers like this, I have no idea how you're gonna get any deals because I don't even know what you're saying here. Let's go to Urban Dictionary. Ion means I don't. Why don't you just keep the D in it? It'd make a lot of sense. You literally removed one letter. That was not an efficient way of communicating. Won't, will not, will, don't, do not, that's fine. Jeez Louise. All right. But Shaw Crib, let me ask you a question. If you have 3,000 leads to cold call for the month, how much is that going to cost on PropStream? Probably 300, 400 bucks. Guys, I don't think you should be going and paying for individual skip traces anymore. Okay? I think you should go out here and use a software like XLeads and get it done because 97 bucks get it all. But I like PropStream. It's a great service, but I'm not the biggest fan of paying 12 cents per skip trace or 10 cents, whatever it is. I just think there's better uses for the money. I mean, I think dropping 300, 400 bucks on it is fine, but it's up to you. I mean, paying 500 bucks a month for skip tracing, I think is absolutely insane, but that's just me. But okay, we're virtually wholesaling. And if you ion want to be broke, did I say that right? If you don't ion want to be broke, this is what you got to do. You see? That's what's up. Okay. You got me saying ion before GTA 6. Okay, we got a $100 budget. How are we going to go out here and get some money virtual wholesaling? I'll be straight up with you. You can't drive for dollars. So you're going to spend 97 bucks on X leads. It will come with about 15,000 skip traced records. All right. So about 97 bucks a month for the basic plan, 15,000 skip trace records, drawing for dollars up, all that stuff. But you are going to use that. You're going to pull a list. I would probably say the easiest list for a virtual wholesaler out here would most likely be a vacant list. Vacant high equity, probably the simplest one. And what we're going to do is we're not going to use Google Voice, but we're going to add the Google Voice Chrome extension on our computer. That will connect it to X leads, so you don't have to use Google Voice. You do, but you don't. So how the Google Voice dialer works is basically you can click a button and boom, you'll click and it will call within X leads with Google Voice. It's actually a really cool integration. We teach it in freewholesaling.com how to use it. So I'd use the Google Voice X leads dialer. That's the best way I'll describe it, the Google Voice X leads dialer. We do not have that for texting. Interesting. But yeah, you can use a Google Voice cold call dialer. So that should work pretty good. Then what we're going to do here is we're going to text our motivated sellers still. We're still going to email blast. We're going to post our digital bandit signs. They're going to go here and get some deals. This is how you do it. But remember, what did I say in the beginning? You show up and you do the work. Guys, it is not sexy for me to go out here, get a video, get a live stream out, right, and share exactly how you can get rich wholesaling and just say, just show up every single. I just turn the camera on and say, show up every single day and walk out. But I don't do that. That's pretty dumb. You know, show up every single day and get. But that's really how you do it. That's really how you go out here and make the money, right, guys? You see me show up and show out every single day, and I've been doing this for over 8 years now in the wholesaling game. Like, I just show up and do the work, and you just get better and better and better and better at it by just showing up every single day. It's impossible to be broke in wholesaling when you just show up and do it every day. That's it. Like, and so I say there's bad things about human beings, which is like we don't want to do the work all day. But the good thing about human beings is if a human being does a specific thing or a task, especially when it comes to money making, something to do with making money, you end up getting really, really good at it. And when it's a skill that's not a job, a job, you get infinitely better at it. So you tend to get better at golfing if you golf every single day. You tend to be better at basketball if you do it every single day. You tend to get better at working out when you do it every single day, if you're into whatever it is. But the one thing that you can exponentially get really good at if you have never done it before is doing real estate, especially wholesaling real estate, because your skill level is like a level 1 or 2, and you go to level 100 within a year. It's really cool. If I want to be an expert like day trader or market trader, I'll be straight up with you. Within a year, I'd probably put all my effort into it, but it'd be almost impossible for me to be one of the top earners in day trading or whatever it is within a year. That's a skill that takes years and years because of the competition. Competition's here in wholesaling, but it's not crippling. That's the best way. It's not crippling competition. That's the best way I can describe it. Most people want to say it is, but it's not. Like to gain the skill to cold call, it's there. Texting's there. Digital bandit signs there. We got AI. We got all these things now. The one thing that is stopping you from being successful is just showing up and doing the work every single day. And so I made this live stream today in this presentation for a couple people, but mostly for the people who says, oh, I don't know what to do. Well, Ion know what you shouldn't be doing. Okay, I gotta stop with the Ion. I gotta research this. But basically, if you just cold call, and cold call, text, whatever it is, if you can just get in front of people who have ugly, motivated properties, you'll get rich. That's all you have to do. So my plea for everyone is just show up every single day. And what about Sunday? Skip trace on Sundays, try for dollar Sundays, do your thing. Now, a lot of people will also give me a lot of questions like, Zach, Sunday's the Lord's Day, and they'll say blah, 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 blah. And if you want to take Sundays off, sure, do whatever you want. All I can tell you is what I have done. And I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but the one thing I can tell you is the more hours you put in the week that are positive, that are actually going to really help you get deals, the better. So I will tell you, some people will love to argue with me, but if you are broke, okay, this is for people who are broke. There's a big difference between people that have no money versus people that do have money. I will tell you, taking Sundays off when you're broke is one of the worst possible decisions you can make. But no, I'm more productive when I take a full day off. You're more productive when you double the amount of leads you talk to. That is how you increase your productivity when you have no money and you're doing it all by yourself. Now, when you have a scaled operation, taking Sundays off because there hits a certain amount. There's a certain income level, technically, where you're paid more from your brain versus the amount of output you do. I'm at that point because of employees and scale of things. It's really up to you. But if you find yourself slacking, then do it every day. Like straight up do it every single day. All right. And this is from a guy that has worked 7 days a week forever, right? And I take Sundays off, but like I take it off to watch the Dolphins and relax. But like then I'll look at a couple deals here and there. I'll cheat a little, right? Live streams, I don't consider live streams work because I'm just kind of just doing this as a hobby. I mean, people get really upset when they say that Zach does this for a hobby, but like I'm a professional real estate investor. Okay, like this ain't real estate investing. I talk about it. It's like being a quarterback and then having a podcast about being a quarterback. You know, the podcast or the live stream about being a quarterback is the hobby and being the quarterback's the actual thing. That's the way I look at it. It's insane. But I'm telling you right now, if you want to get rich, wholesaling real estate, all you have to do is just do the work every single day. That's it. Drives me crazy. I just show up, do the work. You will get rich in this business. That's it. All right, guys. So let's break this down and let's share exactly how to do it here. Shaw Crib says, I forgot we have to speak properly in here. Shaw Crib, let me be straight up with you. Okay. I don't know what you even mean by this, but let me be straight up with you. All right. If you can't properly communicate to people, you will get nowhere in this business because this business is about properly communicating to sellers and buyers. And I'm not going to say that I am I'm the poster boy for the English language dictionary because I straight up am not. I am not. But you can give some slang. But if you throw slang that the average person cannot know, then it is not a productive conversation. And in this business, you are a real estate professional and you should act like one. And I treat everybody in here as one. And so if I do a one-on-one and you're laying in your bed like this, like, what's up? I'm going to tell you, get up. If you have your shirt off and you want to go talk to me, I'm not going to do it. You have to speak professionally. And this is what professionals do. Okay? I don't know many successful people in real estate that say I on. And I'm not going to get into here, but all I can tell you is look at the successful people you look up to in the real estate space. Not one of them says I on. That is just what I have to say. Okay? I don't care who that you want to talk to. There ain't one, okay? I know a lot of successful people from all over the world. And you can throw some slang out there, that's fine. But if it's not slang that the average person you want to be like is doing, I probably would not do it. Because let me tell you one last thing. Okay, I'm not going to go on a whole rant, all right? But if you're going out here and talking to a seller and you're saying words like ion and a seller doesn't understand it or gets it, you destroy rapport. You destroy rapport. Let me look at how old has... It won't even say it. It won't even, like, it doesn't even say it on here. Maybe I'm just crashing out here. I mean, yeah, I haven't even seen it on here. But that's it. Guys, you have to speak just regularly to your sellers and your buyers. You're going to be good. I'm just telling you. Go do it up here. All right? And we're good to go. Communication as well. Guys, the number one reason why we get paid in wholesaling real estate, and this is a hill that I die on, is through our ability to communicate. This is what sales is all about. When I talk to a seller, I'm communicating what I can do. When I'm talking to a buyer, I'm communicating to the buyer. Communication is what this business is all about. Acquisitions, communication. Cold calling, communication. And when you say words that cannot properly be communicated, you need to cut that out when we're talking about wholesaling houses. Be straight up with you. This business is communications. And if you cannot communicate properly, I don't care what you're going to say. Oh, I guess I have to speak regular too. I guess you got to speak like a real estate professional. There ain't one millionaire in the wholesaling game that's communicating like that. So call me whatever you want to say. But when I say you want to become a rich and successful real estate investor, you must master communications. You think of exactly the greatest communicators of all time that you want to look up to. The greatest orators and speech. Guys, throw in the chat, who is one of the best people at speaking and communicating with speeches ever? There's so many. Not one of them uses slang. That's the one thing I will tell you on here, okay? And trust me, I love to slang it up. Shaw Crib, my guy, it's not that deep. I'm not even getting into it, Shaw. But okay, she did not like that. But all right. Just use an example. But if you get offended, what are we gonna do? Let's get some paper. All right. Oh Lord, I like Jim Rome. Jim Rome's really good. I don't think he's one of the greatest speech writers of all time. I mean, when I think of like, let me look up Ion one more time. Maybe I'm really. I mean, you really got to think about it, right? I think, yeah, I would say, yeah, we're not going to use Ion. All right, never mind. But yeah, Zig Ziglar's probably really good. I really think Tony Robbins, Bob Proctor, that's definitely somebody I look up to, obviously. Surprisingly, I think Winston Churchill is really good. Abraham Lincoln, MLK, right? Like I think of all these people that have the best communicators of all time, and the way that no slang, but yeah, we, and so the one thing I will tell you, Shaw Crib, is if you really don't believe in communication, if you really don't believe in the importance of building rapport and a connection with another human being to succeed in the wholesaling game, you're done. You're done. Okay? You're done. That's all I can tell you. All right? Myron Golden. Okay, well, I think Myron Golden's really good. I don't think he's good at telling stories. But okay, yeah, straight up, I think Les Brown's one of the best communicators for motivational speeches. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at this. If you want to go out here and get fired up, Les Brown's probably the guy. I like Les Brown. But guys, great communicators rule the world. Obama's probably the best modern president when it comes to speaking eloquently that I could probably say. And a lot of people really crash out on me on that one. But if you really don't think Obama's the best person at communicate, I mean, he literally sold himself to America by the way he could communicate. You got to think about that. The greatest sales job of all time is being the president, right? One of the best communicators of all time. There we go. I like Marshall Silver too. But guys, look at guys and gals that are great at communications. They all can get rich from this. The greatest of all time people in sales know how to communicate. That is it. Lordy. Okay, we're really yeah, so it's hey, it's not that deep that I build rapport with people. It ain't that deep. All right. I'm a little fired up, not gonna lie. I gotta stir the boat a little bit, all right? Okay, let's do some one-on-ones, all right? And the other reason I chose Shaw Crib was this business is all about who you are and who you know also. Communications and who you are, who you know. So, for example, we got, okay, I'm not gonna pop up that comment, bro. But we could talk about, okay. I think Kodak Black is the best at public speaking. You know, Juan, whatever. Okay. Oh, Lordy. But for example, we got Mark on here, right? Mark, we got his name, so we can communicate with him. And if you don't think you can conduct business right here, this is where you JV. This is where you connect with other people. That's all I could say. Oh, Lord. All right, let's answer some questions here. Let's see here. Let's see here. Why are we talking about Van Gogh? You guys are crazy. But yeah, guys, it's all about communications. And so one thing I can tell you, the one thing I would say about communications right here is learn people who are really good at building rapport. And building rapport is about communicating with somebody at a level that they understand and like you. That's it. Let's see here. All right, let's break this down. Okay, Kodak got a good heart, yeah, okay. All right, so drawing for dollars. Do you look up areas that would potentially have more homes that could be considered leads, or just randomly drive to random places? So what I would tell you is you should ask your buyers where they're looking to buy. This is how you do it. Find areas where buyers are looking to buy. And the best places to find wholesaling deals are ugly houses in nice areas. And so there's specific zip codes in every city that have the best of the best, like wholesale flip deals. And if you want to start getting deals, start getting in nicer areas that have ugly houses. There we go. I did not open up a can of worms. I will tell you this. I will die on the hill that your ability to build rapport with a seller will win you a deal, and your ability to go out here and lock up the best possible deal is how much rapport and how well a seller knows you and how you can communicate yourself to the seller. And so we got to learn about this. Byte says, can we move on? All right, Bytes, you want to move on step by step. Bytes Catering. I don't know if you watched the 34 minutes of this. If you're virtually wholesaling, you got $100, get X leads, pull list, call it, text it, post digital bandit signs, but you're very, very, very interested about the step-by-step. So I'm very curious if you are going to be posting digital bandit signs, if you're going to be texting sellers, if you're going to be emailing sellers, and if or not, you're going to go out here and cold call. Guys, I just dropped a 35-page manual on how to start wholesaling houses. So I'm very, very curious. All right, let's see here. Let's see. What in the world? Are we talking? Oh, David. Oh, boy. As a 17-year-old, if I'm doing all the work, how much work does the other person who's 18 in my LLC have to do? If it's your dad, I'd have your dad sign the contract and then just use someone else, and then that's how I'd be going from there. But you could also do somebody else too. Chakra, please stop bragging about how many businesses you own. One advice I give to everyone else: if you brag about owning multiple businesses, that is not a red flag that I've seen. The red flag goes when you own like 15 businesses and they're all like, it's cool to own multiple businesses, but the richest people that I've always found in my entire life, like people worth over $10 million, they usually only own one business, maybe two at most. Or they own, like, that's the way that I've always seen it. But okay, let's see here. Same thing with communications too. Like if someone's trying to get you to invest, watch out for people that say they're serial entrepreneurs. That means they quit and they keep doing multiple things. Many successful serial entrepreneurs hit it big and then they keep it. Let's see. Jason, what's up, bro?
Yo, what's up, Zach? How's it going, man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Doing good. I just had one question for you, brother. It's about the auto dollar on X leads.
All right.
1 sec, sorry about that. So I've been trying to cold call with it, but like I've been seeing like I've been getting really bad, like not contacts, but like connect rates. And I saw the last video you posted about the cold calling system, and it had 3 numbers in it. Should I, like, when you mean the 3 numbers, do I switch it while I'm cold calling, or like how am I supposed to do it so I can get better contact?
I would switch while you're calling. So I would do 30-minute switch, 30-minute switch, 30-minute switch. How many hours per week?
25 hours cold calling.
I would have 3 numbers. I mean, it's $1.50, $1.25 per number. I think it'd be worth it.
Okay, because the last 8 days my contact has been really bad, so I'm just trying to see like the contact rate percentage.
Yeah.
I have to look. I know it's under 7% though. It's like 5 to 6%.
Yeah, you're definitely spam, bro. So we are going out to do it. And then one thing I would tell you, look up validating a phone number. I'm not going to say anything more about it because I'm trying to keep that low key. But I'll let people in the stream know about it. I'm not really going to say it too much. But look up validating a phone number with Ninja Mode Go High Level.
Okay, cool. Appreciate you, brother.
All right. Appreciate it. Yeah, get a number now. Do you have an old contact rate percentage?
Like from the last 8 days or like previous?
Like last month.
No, because I wasn't cold calling last month. I was just text blasting.
All right. Well, get new numbers and let me know how it works. All right.
I got you.
There we go. All righty. I actually like this. He says, most millionaires don't flex how many businesses they own because they don't want everyone in their business. I like Eric Thomas. That guy, I would say eloquent speech, but he gets a message across better than most people. Oh, let's see here. DeAndre says, Zach, don't you own 3 businesses? I would call it 1. I mean, it's a real estate investing operation. That's the best way. Now, if you're talking about LLCs, yeah, we can get in LLCs all day. But yeah. You're 100% on finding an ugly house in a nice neighborhood. Now, take that with a grain of salt. When I say nice neighborhood, I'm talking about nice starter homes, right? And so when I say starter home, right, this is going to be areas where first-time home buyers look to buy. So most areas, it's going to be where the median home price is and then slightly below it. So if we look at a city and the median home price is $175,000. So if we do the median home price for a county, average one is 170, let's do city, $175,000. We want to look at properties that are 150, 140 grand, slightly below, but not bad. 2-3 bedrooms, right? Most people want a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and those areas. Best way I can describe it is if you can find cheap houses in low crime rate areas. So you can go to the sheriff's department and get the crime rate statistics by zip code, then cross-reference that by the average selling price per zip. And the best wholesaling deals I've always found have always been low crime areas with low prices. And so every place has an area that is really cheap real estate, and then crime is really high in that area. I mean, that's just supply and demand. But there's also areas that are cheap that have low crime. And so I know this is really weird to say, but the best way to describe that is going to be where does working class blue collar families live. And so, for example, you might know a local car mechanic, right? He might work a full-time job and his wife may be a teacher, right? 2 great jobs, right? And it's not like they're living in a rich mansion, but they're not living in a rough neighborhood, right? They're living in a great area, right? Like there's no break-ins or dealings. Best way I can describe it, right? With the YouTube algorithm, there's not that stuff. Homeless people aren't everywhere outside of California. There's not homeless people everywhere, right? It's a good working class American city, just working a nice blue collar job, right? Those are the areas you want to be finding. And then you find an ugly house in those areas, cha-ching, it's money, right? And so look where your friends, where you grew up, where do working class people live, right? Teachers, firefighters, police officers, right? That's where you want to go look. And where they live are probably in not super expensive areas, but not in really rough high crime areas. It's kind of that in-between area. Those are where you want to go because your cash buyers usually sell to first-time home buyers, FHA, stuff like that. Investment service, what's going on? Hello, investment service. 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3. Oh, should we? I can find it right here. Can I? Hold on. Hello. Bye-bye. Christian. Hello. Christian. Whoa. I think my badge cam. Is this I think I talked to Badge Cam. I think it's your other channel. What consists of an ugly home? If I have to ask you what an ugly house is, get out of here. If I have to ask you, come on, man. An ugly house is going to be constituted by, first and foremost, that it factor. So usually the grass is tall, mold or mildew, outside, roof caving in, like just ugly looking house, right? That should usually, what that indicates though, is a lack of maintenance on the property. And so that's the best way I can describe it. Cracks on the driveway, cracks maybe on the wood or the stucco if they're stucco, right? Any type of damage, and just no one fixed that, right? Houses are always ticking time bombs. You got to see it.
Hello,
working?
were you calling me?
Calling you. You came on here.
Oh, sorry, man. Yeah, I'm just listening, but I hear you call investment, so that's me.
What's going on, man?
Nothing. I'm here in Portland, Oregon. Never done this, man. It's my first time in your channel.
Awesome. Let's get a deal.
I'm listening.
There we go. Awesome. Well, if you're in Portland, like, how are we going to get a wholesaling deal? Do you have a plan?
Well, I got 3 guys because we still have a W2, so we kind of alternate phone calls and a script trace. I had 3,000, so we had to kind of divide that and, like you say, show up and make those phone calls.
Okay. So you have a partner?
Yeah, two more partners that while I'm working, they take over, and sometimes the three of us, we are three, all of us. So we made the phone calls, but I'm just listening to you, and this is totally just new to me.
Okay, well, first and foremost, why don't you be selfish for a second? Let me look in your business. Let me try to help you out here. So I'm a big numbers guy because the numbers really are going to show exactly where you're at in the business and what's happening, what's not.
Uh-huh.
So you have 3 partners. You're in Portland, Oregon. Okay, so I kind of got an understanding here. Where in the world are you virtually wholesaling?
It's in the city of Portland. Um,
Oh,
all these neighborhoods down
okay.
here, there is a lot of wholesalers.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I'm just looking in the in my script trace I did, and I pulled 3,000
Okay.
possible sellers.
Let me ask you a question. Is somebody telling you that Portland, Oregon's a good wholesaling market?
No, no, but I live here, so I'm just looking in my backyard.
Okay. So I've done a lot of wholesaling all over the country. Portland, Oregon is one of the worst wholesaling markets you can possibly do.
I get it. Yeah, so that's why I'm saying it's. I never had these kind of conversations with nobody, and I'm agree. I mean, I see it.
Okay. I just don't want, here's the thing, man. You could probably be working really hard, and it's depressing to see somebody who's working hard that it's not your effort that's the reason you're not becoming successful. I would really point it out the market, and I rarely say that, but
Okay.
you're in a market that does say it. How much do you spend on skip tracing?
Well, it was about $500.
Oh,
I know, man.
bro, what? Oh, oh man. Okay, I don't like this at all. What's your name, man?
Tony, man.
Tony. Tony, I have a pit in my stomach for you. So, praise for Tony. Um, you know what? We're gonna give. Okay, so, all right. Okay, who are your partners' names?
Uh, I have his name is Juve and
Yube. Okay.
and Suhei.
Suhei.
Yeah, Suhei. It's a
Okay.
lady.
Awesome. So, I hopefully they can listen to this. Maybe you show them the replay of this. I don't know. You need to go find a virtual wholesaling market, and when
Uh
you find this market,
huh.
keep listening to me. All right, Tony.
Yeah.
I will personally skip trace 5,000 leads for you for free. Okay.
Okay.
Just do not ever pay for skip tracing ever again. That is a
Oh
just
man,
please.
I'm listening. Yes.
I'm going to give you 5,000 free skip traces. Okay. And
Thank you,
please,
man.
dude, it is my life's mission to stop these people from literally scamming you with coaching and tools and overpriced skip tracing. This is insane stuff, dude. I didn't want to ask what else you're dealing with, but Jesus, man. I'm going to give you 5,000 skip traces for free. You have to choose a market, though, that's outside of Portland. So
Great,
it's definitely
great.
up to you which one you do, right? If you want to stay kind of in the central time zone, I would definitely recommend Springfield, Missouri, Kansas City, Oklahoma City, right? Even like Little Rock, Arkansas, right? There are a lot of areas that aren't on the East Coast that you
Yeah.
can still do deals. I mean, Texas is another hotbed, right? You need to choose a virtual wholesaling market, and it just cannot be in Portland. And it's depressing to say that, but you need to,
Yeah.
man. And I think you're going to have a lot of success doing that. My bet is I really think Springfield would be a good market. I just think it's a really awesome market. Or Indiana. I like Indiana too for you, man.
Indiana, I love it, and I have connections in Indiana. I mean,
There we go.
great, great. Indiana, I like it.
All right, let's do Indiana. I want you to choose a market, man. Where are the connections at?
Really, right in what you call Indiana is
There's Indianapolis, Fort Wayne.
Indianapolis. Yeah.
Perfect, man. Let's do Indianapolis.
Uh-huh.
And how many calls are you and your partners making?
40 to 50 a day.
Okay, that's not bad. What dialer are you using for it?
This guy from California let us just try it for 1 month. They call a dialer
Dude, I don't want to hear it.
180.
I don't
Yeah.
even want, bro. I don't even want to hear it.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Dude, I don't want to hear whoever it was. I don't even know what that is. Whoever you're listening to, my personal opinion is you just walk away.
All right,
I mean, you got hosed. All right, this is my slang for the day. You got hosed. All right.
Yep.
You got played for a sucker. That is Zach's slang of the day. But you understand that slang.
Yeah,
it really upsets me to see people who are good people getting taken advantage of, but you are being taken advantage of. So the only thing I could think of is give you 5,000 skip traces and just try to get you right. You don't even need to use a dialer, man. Just use Google Voice. You can make way more calls from there.
Okay.
And it's awesome. You joined. You're here, right? You're learning from free, which is awesome.
Yeah, man.
But we just got to start working on that. So Google Voice.
Okay.
I'm going to give you some skip traces, man, and let's start doing some deals, man. I think
I love it. Thank you, man. I've been in. I had a program also. I had to leave the country, and I just came back. So I'm trying to catch up. Sam is the one I've been in contact last year, but yeah, I'm going to call her again.
Dude, I've done deals in, was it 14 countries now? Most countries you can get a deal. If you got enough internet, you can do deals in. Google Voice, VPN, you'll be good. Okay. So don't feel like if you're out the country, you can't wholesale, because we help everyone from around the world wholesale.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
What country were you in?
Oh, I was in Mexico City.
Bro, the internet, dude, Mexico City is...
I know.
Extremely modern, dude. It's crazy, and people think Mexico City is just like the middle of nowhere, dude. It is like that's literally what is it? I can't say. I'm going to butcher it, right? It was a Tectonoctlan, right? Wherever the Aztec capital was, like one of the greatest ancient cities of the whole world. And that thing is so historic, dude. It is more. I think there's more people in Mexico City than I believe LA. I could be wrong though, but dude,
oh man,
Mexico City, man, dude. Don't use that as an excuse, dude. I was doing deals. Yeah. Baja Sur, all right? Middle of, like, I mean, Todos Santos, La Pai, like, if I can do deals out there with the worst internet ever, you're good to go, man. Come on.
Yeah.
You got this.
Yeah.
You got this.
Dude. Oh, man, I'm listening to you. Gosh, yeah.
All right? You got this, man. So,
Thank you, Zach.
So do me a favor. Where is your social medias? Are you Instagram, Discord? Where do you usually watch?
Discord.
Okay. If you could do me a favor and remind me tonight or tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
I'll put you on, I'll pin you.
Yeah.
Or I'll give you my email.
Yeah.
And you can email me what you want, and I will personally just pull you a list in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
And I'll give you 5,000 records and get the town. I'll probably give you a vacant list. And we'll do it right here.
Thank you, Zach. Oh, man. I will show up every day, man.
There we go, man. All right, Tony. Well, I appreciate it. And just reach out in Discord so I know who you are.
Yeah.
And just, dude, avoid whoever's giving you bad advice, all right?
Man, that's my kickoff. Thank you, man.
All right. Thanks, Tony. Appreciate it. There we go. I think I should do a deal in every country. I think that would be sick, right? I think that'd be sick. So I did a live stream when I went to Mexico, right? We're cold calling, doing deals in Mexico, no problem. So VPNs are awesome. But guys, you got to remember when I tell you, all right, you are being absolutely taken advantage of with paid skip tracing. It's insane. I'm not going to say that whoever used, I'm not saying it, but I actively know people that will go to X Leads, get 60,000 records, and then sell 10 cents a record to other people and make a profit off of X leads. You got to remember that. They'll take in $6,000 for skip tracing and they'll pay the $250 for the X plan on X leads. There's people I know who do that. Okay? Insane. And by the way, I saw some comments. But Zach, are you talking about accents with the way you can communicate? No, I do not even mean that, dude. All right? An accent has no bearing on your communication levels. Now, you might not be able to react as fast, but having an accent will never, ever, ever affect, if you can get a wholesale deal or not. Because I know a lot of people with very thick accents that can wholesale, no problem at all. All right? That is not going to be an issue. All right? Some of the greatest salespeople of all time can communicate in multiple languages. There's no issue with that. It's insane to me. Insane people use that as an excuse too. The accent excuse. You ain't saying, when you're learning English, there's no slang in that. So, yeah. Lordy. Let's see here. Jorge, Zach's the realest person. I promise everybody here watching made 20 grand this month. Shout out to Dwayne. Dwayne closed his $50,000 deal today. So he was really excited about that. So let me hop on the Discord and find it. Maybe people are going crazy on me. Let's see here. Let's see here. Where is it? Let me show. Let's see. Where is he at? Let's see here. All right, let's see. Trying to see where that deal is at. Let's see. Lord, FYI, guys, there's a lot of bots pretending to be me. Just avoid that. Where's that deal? Where's that deal? Come on, show me that deal. You guys talk way too much on here, by the way. Just kidding. I like it. Where's that deal? Where's that deal? I think Homeboy took it off. Jeez Louise. There we go. Shout out to Dwayne out here. This is deal. Cha-ching! Go give Dwayne a shout out on the Discord. Look at that. Holy moly. Woo! There we go. Come on, that's money right there. Yeah, there's a lot of bots out here, guys. I try to stop them. They block me so I can't find them, by the way. That's another fun fact. But yes, there are plenty of people pretending to be me. Guys, I'm never going to ask you for money. It's not a thing. You can sign up for X Leads. I guess that costs money, but you're going to sign up for another skip tracing platform. So I don't really feel bad about that part. But yeah, no. If you get something, I get people saying, oh, I also get wholesaling coaches now. They'll DM you saying, Zach endorsed me $4,000 program. I did not. Okay. I do not. Okay. Oh, Lord. Drives me crazy. But yeah, shout out to Tony there. I like to see it. This guy in the school site is trying to sell me 100 leads for 10 bucks. Bro, come on. Come on. You're too smart for this, man. You're too smart for this. You're way too smart for this. Don't be doing that. Oh, Lord. People are insane. My friend wants to start in Dominica. Okay. Is that one of the islands? Dominica. I mean, Dominican Republic. No, Dominica is the, that's an island, isn't it? By Martinique? Barbados? Yeah, okay. I always get Dominica and Dominican Republic confused, and I feel like someone got really offended by me saying that. But as long as your internet connection, you should be good there. The closest country I've done a deal out there was British Virgin Island. No. No, I've done a deal in St. Kitts. I've done a deal on St. Kitts. So take that. Yeah, and St. Bart's. But St. Kitts is the closest. Yes, I've not done a deal in Grenada yet. Okay. Yes. So St. Kitts, done a deal there. So I think that's its own country, isn't it? Hopefully it is. So yes. Use the internet, get some deals. Yes, Ninja Mode cold calling. So it doesn't charge you to use Ninja Mode, but if you use the cold calling, I think it's 90 cents per hour. 90 cents per hour. So if you cold call, probably about 60, 70 bucks a month. But it's for time on the phone. It's a little different. Gucci by Gucci. This is a good question. Okay. International. I like this. We're getting international today. All right. So how would I double close if I'm in Jamaica? So this is a fun story I have. One of my favorite stories is I have never been a non-US citizen. So I can't really tell you, all right, my personal experience, but I've actually helped multiple people in Jamaica double close deals. I've also helped people close a lot of deals. So there's one person in Jamaica I've helped double close on a probate deal. And it works pretty simple. I'm not the expert on US relations, but if you can wire, send a check, or send it to an American account, that would be the easiest thing. Now, is it illegal? Is it illegal for a non-US citizen to open up an American bank account? Let me get the actual law. Is it legal? Okay, so it is legal for non-US citizens to open and maintain a bank account in the United States. Done. Simple. So what most Jamaicans do is, I'll be straight up with, I'll just tell you the truth. Most Jamaicans I know have a brother, sister, fourth cousin, I don't know, that have an American bank account, and they usually just put that into that bank account and they get paid through there through. I'm not going to get into it. You kind of understand what I'm saying, right? That's what I'm, but you could just open up an American bank account, move it in there, and you're good to go, right? There are American banks that are in Jamaica, right? So American banks in Jamaica. So there's Citibank in Jamaica. Let's see here. There's a whole list in here of United States banks in Jamaica. Okay. Where's this list? It's 108 United States banks in Jamaica. So literally a quick map. So it looks like Citigroup has had offices in Jamaica since 1960. So I would go to Citibank right there, and I would open an account with them. Done. Jamaica made a lot of money. Oh, Lordy. But yeah, that's the best way around it. Remember, if you're going to do that to evade taxes, that is a terrible idea. You can do it. You're just going to have to pay probably United States taxes. I don't see an issue with that. But yeah, that's just me. Yeah, do not mix milk and soda. It is absolutely terrible. I had that in Switzerland. It was really bad. Do not get it. It was called Revelia. It was one of the worst drinks I've ever had, but I did it for the meme, and it was not good. The whole milk soda European thing, not it. Not it. Okay. Not good. I'm going to throw up thinking about it. It's like if you mix a Pepsi with whey protein and you mix it together, and they're like, this is good. And I said, no, it's not. Give me another pretzel. They call them pretzels there. I'm like, well, just call it a pretzel. Oh, Lord. Yeah, watch out for scammers. They're out here. They're crazy. Let's see. Oh, so would Zach be contacting me? Usually not. Usually not. Not for money. Cordell's got a CJ. So good question. You know, should newer wholesalers look for markets that are less saturated? The best market's going to be your local market. So shout out to Tony. He was trying his hardest in his local market. But unfortunately, you got to go virtual. So it really depends on your local market. CJ, what market are you in? Let's see. Cora Novidia Brown. Shout out to Cora. Cora, how much are you squatting there? I mean, is that a bench? Why is there no weight on the bench, though? I'm so confused. I have so many questions. Why is there a camera on top of the guy? I'm not getting into it, Cora. That is your personal thing. Okay. So if you're a virtual wholesaler, you can't walk the property. You're going to have to get a boots on the ground. So that means someone's going to have to physically go there and walk the seller with the property and take the photos there and walk a buyer through. If it's vacant, obviously you don't have to deal with that, right? Really depends on how you want to do this. So if you have no money, you're going to have to JV with somebody. That is going to be probably your best bet, is to go out here and JV with someone. If you have money, I would pay somebody to go do it, right? That's the best way to do it. Okay, we're shooting a music video. I was so confused, but it sounds actually like a sick music video. That's cool. Cora, link the music video on here. I'll check it out after the stream. Cordell, I'm in Dallas, so good market, just a lot of people. Yeah, but there's like 6 different markets in Dallas. My one tip for you in Dallas, right? So if I go out here and look a Dallas map out here, right? What I would tell you is you can divide and conquer, right? So you can go out here and try to start doing deals in Fort Worth. That's decent. Dallas is kind of difficult to do, like the city of Dallas, but there is. South Dallas, I mean, I would avoid North Dallas, like the poshy places, right? But, I mean, kind of out the outskirts that are good. Denton is really good. Argyle's decent. Frisco, McKinney, right? Plano, obviously. Garland's good too. Rockwell. And then it's hard to go outside there because, I mean, you got Tyler. That's kind of out there. But, like, I would – the outskirt areas are becoming way better, right? And so if I give you an example here, right, we see the city of Dallas is right here. And this is a lot of these bigger areas, but you see how Dallas proper is highlighted on a map here. If you want to get, like, you got to remember I'm talking about competition in virtual wholesalers, right? Most virtual wholesalers that are brand new, straight up go into just this area. They want to go city of Dallas. What experienced wholesalers and a lot less people do is they'll do the outside areas. Because, like, why would I go out here and try to wholesale in Rockwall? There's no basketball team in Rockwell. So that kind of leaves it for the experienced local wholesalers that are actually doing deals and people like you that actually follow my information. So that is the best tip I can give to you on there. So, hey, Zach, the double tap system, is it text and call or the other way around? It's text and call, so you get the maybe on the text on there. There you go. Yep, CEO Jay. I'm in Dallas. Love that. Love those areas. But let's keep it a secret, okay, Jay? Let's keep it between you and me. We don't want anyone knowing about that, right? Shout out to Max. What's up, man? So if you live in Akron, spend a lot of time. It's going to be more important to find buyers in Akron than sellers in Akron. That's what I personally found. But yeah, Dallas not too bad. But good questions. Lucas says, Columbus, Ohio, or Georgia? He's trying to get some JVs. I texted Luca. I watched that Champions League game between he's from Milan, and I went to Milan, so I was talking. I have adopted Inter Milan as a team, not as one of my favorites. They're not my favorite team. PSG is my favorite team, so I'm double happy. Actually, I'm kind of conflicted, but okay. PSG is always my favorite soccer team, but I was watching the Inter Milan Barcelona, the second game. I'm not going to spoil it, but that was probably one of the greatest soccer matches I've ever seen in my life. That was really cool. I was like screaming. That was really cool. I was texting him like, dude, that game was insane. But yeah, if you ever want to get inspired from sports, I know not a lot of Americans watch soccer, but that game, that was insane. I don't know why, you know, I'm not getting into it, right? A lot of Barcelona fans get really upset when I say that, so we won't get into that. But that was insane. The real winners are the ones that watch it for free. Yeah, Seattle's really difficult for beginners. I would say virtual wholesaling there. Definitely virtual wholesaling. So let me answer one more question here. What's the simplest, cheapest way to wholesale in Virginia Beach? Do you need X leads? You do not need X leads for Virginia Beach. I would first get with a really good title company. I would wholesale in Chesapeake area. I would wholesale in Hampton Roads, Newport News. I like Virginia Beach. I would stick to kind of the Hampton Roads area, and I would drive for dollars. That's what I do, Cora, and use a title company to make sure you are all set. So guys, if you got any value from this video, do me a favor. Make sure you go to freewholesaling.com, smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. This is Zach Ginn signing out.